I think we're live. One moment. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Hello, everyone. I'm Kangafango, and welcome to the second ever Human Fall Flat level development live stream. Yes. So 2 weeks ago, I had the first one, and I'll just switch screens. So 2 weeks ago, I made this road right here. So this going up the hill there, I made that, and like the windows and doors along there, and this first one as well. After the stream a few days ago, I made the rest of them as well up here, and I also added a cap to cap this statue basically. And also last time we also made this little area between the villa and the street there, and also the bird bath, which was Shardas's idea. Yeah, so this time we'll work some more on it, on the map. Sharadis, yes, hello, and Willis1961, hello as well. Greetings. But yeah, so we're here now. I will just quickly, because you weren't here last time, Willis, I will just show it in game, so what we've got so far, just really quickly, just to sort of, to show what we've got. And then we'll actually start doing stuff on the map, like in Blender and Unity. So yeah. How is everyone this evening? Or afternoon, as the case may be. Whatever time it is. Diggs, by the way, 7. Diggs BTW. Hello. Greetings. Hey, what's up, G? I'm good, thank you. Welcome to the stream. So, I won't be playing a lot of Human Fall Flat in this stream. I will just show, because I will show the level that I've started work on. I'll just show what I've got so far, and then we'll actually develop on it. So, fall in here. This map is called Waterways, and it's set in Italy, and it's inspired by like cities like Venice, for example. But I haven't actually got to any of the Waterways part yet. So, yeah, that will happen in the future sometime. But yeah, there are these paintings which I've drawn myself, and all these objects here I've done myself. So you can interact with this properly, and you can like open it up and stuff. Like it's got hinge joints and all that. Like this as well. And you know the bed, it's really heavy, but you can lift it as well if you want to. And like the pillows and all that. It's all separate objects. You could get out here, but there's a box in the way. So what you need to do is, well, get out, and then, well, yeah, there's a tram. And well, it's all set in Italy, of course. I also made this shelter between last stream and this stream. Mika's cool. Hey, what up? How's it going? Hello. Sharadis, wait, Madrona? Madrona? Just Diggs? I don't know what you mean. Hello, we're just starting. Yes, indeed. So there's the hotel in there. I don't know why it's so laggy. But there's a hotel, and you can unblock the normal entrance and all that. But I will just show where to actually continue with the level. So, I don't know why it's so laggy. It's not the level, it's just, I don't know. Disable preview in OBS? Sure, you're right. I forgot to do that. Unity is running. Yeah, so that is hopefully gonna be better. I don't know, I was thinking of downloading some stuff off of Jointed Rail for Trains 22. I see. If you decide to do so, have fun. Yeah, it is really laggy. But yeah, you basically swing on these trousers, and then you get over there. There's the statue with a fountain, and there's like the road going up there. There's a bunch more stuff to show, but I mean that's basically the long and short of it. So we'll just quit it again. Quite Unity when in this, perhaps, but it would take a long while to actually, well, quite a while to actually get up and running again. So I don't know. So I'll just show it in here. I think that's quicker. So basically, there's the hotel that you fall into, and then you get out, go over here, and well, yeah, continue on. So the end goal for the level, like the goal and what to do, is what I had in mind is that you need to find, I don't know, some amount of these cables, like these wires that, like this stock assets, like they're in the base game, but you need to find them and you need to bring them to another island, which will have like a volcano or something on it, where you'll use the boat to actually get the wires there. So you find a few wires in this island, then some on that one, and then you bring them to the third island, which is the exit one. And if you plug all the wires in on that one, then that's the level done. That's the plan that I had, but yeah, we'll see how we get along. Not for this stream, but we'll see how we get along in this stream. Okay, so boot up Blender 2.79. I wonder if they have like New England Railroad stuff. I don't know. Also, yeah, I've never used third-party stuff. I've only I have used it I have downloaded a tiny amount years ago. Was like a cab forward in there as well, which, yeah, I don't use third-party stuff, even though I have downloaded that back then. I think Trains 2012, well, Trains Simulator 2 rather, but yeah. Okay, let's actually continue this. So this is supposed to be like a, yeah, that's what it's, I want to mention as well. Paradise, one moment. VGR, hello Kango, just dropped by to say hi. Canting around as I'm playing Entropy 02. I see. Thank you for dropping by and have fun. Hello, hey VGR. Kango, what about the tank engine stuff? Yes, that is the other exception to it. I have downloaded those because most of them, like nowadays there are a few of them on the DLS even, but most of them are not on the DLS, and like the Thomas the Tank Engine assets, like really high quality ones, like for either just for fun or if you actually want to make your own episodes, like write them and then film them in trains, which I do intend to do at some point. I haven't I don't know when exactly. I am, however, I'm in the process of, well, I have started, let's just say, a soda map in Trains 2019. I have got a bit. I've got L's Bridge and Henry's Tunnel and the actual L's Bridge, where the fishing one from, I think, season 1. Yes. But there's not much else I've got, which I have done some work on it recently. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So that map I don't intend to release publicly because it does require third-party assets, which is something rare for my routes, which like none of my other routes that I've started require third-party assets, because I do want to, when they're actually finished, I want people to actually be able to use them, the routes. But with the Thomas one, that's just what these assets are for, like all the third-party Thomas scenery props and all that. I want to be able to use them in that map, so if I do at some point make an episode for myself or a story or something, film that, then you'll see the map there. But other than that, I don't intend to release it to the public. Okay, but yeah, we're strafing off topic a bit, but it's fine. I am working while talking, so no time is lost. But yeah. Oh yes, it's great to be. Oh yes, it's great to be an engine as your wheels go round, puff puff puffing around. Yes, indeed. Thomas and the Trank Engine. Well, that'd be interesting. I'd get the narrow gauge ones. Yeah, I I don't know at the moment. I will. I've not. Yeah, I don't know which ones I've got exactly. But the more recent ones, like the more recent Thomas mods that are for TOS19, they're really advanced. Like, there's so much stuff you can do. Like, there's all the faces that they've modeled, like from the original series, like all sorts of faces they've just replicated. The eyes, you can move them, and it's really, really high quality. And like different liveries for some engines as well. But yeah, I want the player to have to like grab the ledge up there and then like climb up and then continue on. For this, I'm not entirely sure how I want to cap off these buildings. I think just like that, just a flat edge, like so. I think that's for the best. And here as well. Well, I don't know. Might be better to move this face a bit. So how hot is it in Great Old UK? 19 degrees centigrade. 19 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Which I know for like, it is of course subjective for if you consider that as being hot. I don't really. It is quite warm. It's not hot, but yeah, well, the clouds in the sky. It is fairly overcast and the sun's long set. Like it's still fairly light, but it is getting dark. It's quite dark. Okay, so that's supposed to be houses, which is going to continue along. Cloudy but hot, and about to be night. Yes. Here it's clear and windy in Maine, while facing to the Atlantic Ocean, which isn't far away. I see. Afternoon here. Yes. Nice. So I want to have that go around, like, I think go uphill as well. And then I thought perhaps having a bridge going over there. Okay, I'll get rid of these. Put faces on here. That's good. And sharpen these edges as well. The Atlantic also is not far from here, so we must be close to each other. Wink. Yeah, I mean, that has to be the case, hasn't it? Okay, so that's good. Just added some loop cuts. I will delete these lower faces as well, because I do want the bridge. I do want a bridge to go over here. I think that'll be fun. So let's do that. Close that off. Like I want to have the path curve around and perhaps have like intersections along the bend. Okay, so that's all closed off. I will just sharpen these, and we'll clear the sharpness of some of them. I'll just select the faces here. Ah, almost. There we are. There we are. And also clear the sharp on these. Right. Nice. Okay, so that is a bit wide. Let's just... Oh, that's not working. I think... Not quite. But yeah, what I said before about the Thomas thing, like I would like to just have fun and just come up with my own story and then film it like in trains and then narrate it as well. But thing is, I don't have a map for it. There are some soda maps, but with those there are like, I haven't tried a lot, but a lot of them, well, the ones I tried had missing assets, quite a few, and like a lot of stuff missing. So I do want to just make my own map of Soda, which is a huge task, I know, but I just want to start with the locations that I would be including, like for example, well, the docks perhaps, and like the sheds and some parts of the Farquhar branch. I think not quite. Yes. But yeah. So let's have that curve around. I'll do the outer buildings. No, I'll do the path first, like the ground first, ground bit. I'll look at it from the top. Maybe stairs would be good here as well, but I think it should be fine for now without stairs. Okay, so I think it's good if it's that narrow. I will move these in a bit. Yeah, I like that. Looks like a Midtown Madness 2 map. It does a bit, like Akagi downhill, like with the really rough, really jagged road edges. I see the resemblance. I see the resemblance. We should stream that as well at some point. I've not got it installed at the moment, so I don't know for sure if it'll work, but I'm pretty sure it would. That would be fun. Could do mini games and such on there as well. Wait, there's going to be a bridge there? I thought this was a 3D platformer. What game? This one. The one we talked about before was Midtown Madness 2, which is a game that I've last played, I think, 11 years ago. Yes. I tried to install it through like Winonix and Wine and like, stuff like that. Because when I didn't have parallels, because I didn't have parallels for quite a long time. And yeah, it never worked. I did get into the menu, like into the menus, but as soon as it tried to load any 3D graphics, it just crashed and error or something. But with parallels, I've not tried it yet, and I'm pretty convinced that it would just work. Because the other ones I've tried didn't emulate Windows, it just emulated the games. So that's, I think, why it didn't work, but with parallels it should most probably work. So what you mean is that installing the game did not work well when on Wine. Well on Wine. I mean, installing it worked, but I don't think well, I don't know. Some parts didn't install properly, I think. Or like some required parts didn't. Yeah. Not everything worked out. But yeah, it would be fun to stream at some point. Also about Mudrunner, you did mention Mudrunner before. There are no concrete plans as of yet, but I do plan on starting my own, properly starting my own map for that as well. I don't know when that'll be, but my plan was to use some of Voto 1979's mods, like mod vehicles for that, like placed around the map, like so it's set in Germany, or well, Eastern Germany. Like, because his vehicles are like properly stock quality. Like, if I didn't know that there were mods, I would just think, okay, those are just base game vehicles. Like the Grubtrav and the Stevorik and the Tnabarit and Zagreb as well. The backwards vehicle brand names, because they're like slightly fictionalized versions of real life vehicles. And it would be so nice if he'd also port his Spin Tires vehicles to Mudrunner and even release them at all, because he did remove them from the workshop. I did ask him about that a few years back, and he said that I think he said that they were just unnecessarily high poly, and that's why he removed them, and that he gave them to a friend. He said that on Steam, on one of his artwork submission things as a comment. But yeah, would be nice if something actually turned out from that. But yeah, I don't know if that'll ever happen. But yeah, a map. I would like to make a map for it. Like something, like just call it some German town name, just something made up, like Ottenberg or something, or Apfelfeld or Applefield, something. Just doesn't have to be just something German, just some German town name. Because I would like to have not that much mud on it. Like, I do want it to be a bearable experience. But yeah, I think that would be fun. There are a lot of roads on it. Okay, so that's pretty much the base shape of what I wanted to build is pretty much done. Just the base shape, not anything else really, but still. Okay, so just add some guardrails. Actually, should I add walls or not? Should I add the railings? Actually, no, I'll just add this for like the base of it. Yeah, that's good. Oh. Might be a tad on the wide side though. Yeah, that should be narrower. Okay. I think so, at least. I mean, we can try stuff. I'll add a little bit of wall like that. Don't know if that looks good or not. I don't know. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Greetings. Before you ask, you just missed me basically doing this. Yeah. It's a bridge. I like that. Smoothen that as well. We can actually delete these faces because we won't ever see them. So they're just unnecessary. So let's delete these. Okay. There we go. Right. Actually, let's make this flat. Flat shading. Well, sharp shading, I suppose. Kind of reminds me of the horseshoe incline on the Norfolk Southern route. I mean, it's at a much, much smaller scale, but like this is the path. But thank you. Okay, I'll save it as an FBX and then we can have a look at it in game. Close Blender. Let's let it import, and then we can see. Yeah, it's really getting dark now. Quite dark blue, the sky. In half an hour it'll be pitch black, most likely. Yeah. Okay, there we are. We don't have roofs yet, like proper roofing. That's not done yet, but we can have a look. Maybe a daredevil stunt? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Do you mean with cars or motorcycles? Or just as a human in the game? Actually, I did forget one thing. Above. Oh, yes. So what's the next challenge going to be for the player after they've followed the path up there? 1 second. I wanted to have intersections in the path, so you can actually either go down to where the water is, or go further along and go to another like sort of place, or like a square plaza area thing, where there's gonna be another thing to swing on, and I wanted to have a wire positioned on like a little ledge somewhere, where you can swing on the wire, and then just like with one hand and with the other grab onto the wire and then get it, and then you can go to the docks area, like where the water is, and then you can actually load it onto the boat and get it to the other island. That's the plan. But yeah. You forgot the message. Yeah, I did. I did forget one thing. Yes. Both things actually. I'll turn on these lights. It's getting a bit dark. But yeah. So, that's now white as well. And let's have a look at it in game, if it actually works properly and stuff. It should do. It is a tad laggy in Unity, and apparently in game as well, which isn't the map's fault. Like in game it's never laggy. I think it's just on my side because, well, I did have a little bit of free space, but when I started Steam, Eurotrack 2 did start an update which I cancelled because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to stream at all. But like the event thing from the Hanover event thing, that's part of their update. And that is a tad too high up. So, see, it's a good thing we tested it now, because if we didn't, then, well... Yeah. Yes, but what's the challenge in that? You know what I mean. You say the Y will be on a ledge, so how will it be difficult and fun getting there? I mean, just the swinging thing. I could have, like... Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it turns out. I think it would be fun. Okay, I've lowered it a bit. Let's have a look. Okay, that looks better. If you know what I mean. Oh, I see. Yeah, let's climb out like that because we don't need to go through all that. And for some reason it's still swinging. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go up here and let's have a look at how this looks. What this looks like. Yes, that is much more reachable. Like that. There's a bit of a seam. I will fix that. So, below the bridge, there's going to be windows and stuff on here as well, like doors, and the red roofing, orange roofing. Yeah, and you can go over here. They're really high up as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think this looks quite nice. Is the road a bit too narrow at the end? Perhaps. But it will change the ending bit anyway. Because that isn't final. Imagine opening a door on that. Where? You block half the road. Oh, up there. Oh, that you mean. At the end. Yeah. That is a good point. Okay. Huh. Right, let's close off that seam. Also, what about the building height? Yeah, that's also a good point. I will address that. Okay, so let's move that in. Let's fix the roof here. And let's add some more roof up here. Oh, look, we can have taller buildings here. Try putting the doors on to get a better perspective. Yes, I will. That's a good suggestion. Okay. Let's actually merge. Actually, let's make those really close together. Then let's actually extend that and extrude along that bit, basically. That's inverted normals, I believe. Is it? No, it's not, actually. That's good. You could have a second door on here. But yeah, we'll try the door thing. Actually, let's mark that sharp just first. And then just unmark that. Yeah, like that. That's good. Okay, let's try to add a door. That is really quite small. Okay, it's short. Yeah, this should be a bit taller, perhaps. Unless I just put a window there, but... No. No. That should be taller. Let's get that. It should be like that. And also, let's have a look at what it looked like if you actually opened it. To be made for dwarfs, the building height. Well, perhaps. But yeah, if you open that, yeah, true. It does go a bit. Actually, that wouldn't even work. It's a bit wonky. We could just have the bridge wonky and the rest not be. Might be a bit better. Actually, let's... Okay, that's a bit... Okay, so let's have a look. I don't know. Or just opens to the inside. Yeah, let's just say it opens. Let's just say it opens to the into the inside and be done with it. I mean, that's a reasonable explanation. Okay. I think that's good. Like, why not? It could be. Why not? Got any tips for trains route building? I mean, if you're interested in that, I would suggest looking at Sharadice's tutorial series on YouTube. And on the other side of the bridge, I mean, that could also be the case. I mean, the doors could just open the other way. Right, yeah, the building height I will check. That's good. And yeah, I realize this is a bit strange. It is a bit strange. Like, I'm not denying it, it is a bit strange. But yeah. Okay, so let's properly do that. Align it properly. Not probably, but properly. There we are. Good. So, okay. Could just have it run along there. It's just a means to get down from this bit. I mean, most players will probably just jump over the railing here, or the wall, whatever will be there. But just so that they have a way to actually get down properly, I will put in a ramp. And so you actually get up as well. It's going down again. On this bit, yes, but there will be... I will put some more stuff back there. And extend it along there as well. Ask me on my next train stream. I see. Let's just have a rough look at what that'll look like. Or rather, a look at what that'll roughly look like. Something like that. Okay. So that's good. Okay, well, I'm gonna be right back, sure. It's going down again? I thought the goal was at the top. Yeah, there will be stuff. It's not done yet. It's not what it looks like. Probably. I will do some more stuff. Just have a look. Okay, that's not even showing up. What's wrong here? Oh, that is odd. What's going on there? Did it duplicate the mesh? When did that happen? Oh, wait, is that... What? That's odd. When did that happen? I'll have to rewatch the archive. That is so strange. Okay, oh, did I import the mesh? Maybe that happened. I don't know. Okay, so... I don't know if that looks good or not. I mean, it doesn't yet. I don't know. It's so high up. It's so tall. Actually, no. Let's... No. This, I don't like that. I do not like that. It's... I'll think of something else. I think what I'll do is I'll let it go along that bit and then have it branch down. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea better. But the huge wall I'm still not convinced by. Maybe I'll add, actually I might just add some of the terrain from here. Yeah, I think that'll improve it a lot, doing that. That's what was missing. And then I can just drag this bit down. Well, not the top vertices. Come on, just the low ones. There we are. Drag those down. All the way. And yeah, then you'll have a little walkway like that. I'll have a look at what the terrain, the green terrain thing looks like in-game. Well, in Unity. Yeah, that looks much better. I did have like a soft drive, semi-driveway thing going up to the villa, but no, I'll do it differently. I think I might change it so that it's somewhere else. I don't know. Fortress? It does look like a fortress. Yeah, and then you can see the tram going past. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So, I think I'll have a branching path going down like that through here, and then just going down these steps to the water area. It does look good. That's a really nice view. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I might add some trees back here as well, but that's not done yet. Okay, so change that shape a bit. And I will use the knife tool here. I will use the knife tool. It just has to be a bit jagged and not all straight lines. Actually, not sure. I think I'll what I'll end up doing is probably just have the archway be quite a simple shape, like that, and then just have a separate archway model on top of that, which has like a bit more detail. I think. Entrance to the secret slide. Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's like that. Okay. Add some ground, because you kind of need it. Add some more like that, and then extend that. Just to fill out that little bit. I like how bent it all is. I could just have a big old I don't know if I'll have a ramp like that, or might look a bit strange. Not saying it look bad, but just saying that might look strange. Yeah, I think a narrower, at least a wall on one side. Not sure. That is extremely steep. Add some walls along the sides. And then we'll have a look at it in game. Well, in the, you know, how it looks like with the rest of the map. What it looks like, yes. Okay. We'll have a lagoon editing game. Sounds interesting. Good idea. Sure. It's really wide. These walls are really wide. Not just white, but wide. Yeah, and have them extend to the, just be flat at the bottom. Like that. Yes. That should look good. Let's have a look. Actually, what's... Yeah, that's, sure. Not quite. That is extremely wide. Yeah, I'll have to change that. I'll have to change that a bit. Okay, let's have a look. Let's select these. Actually, let's just narrow it all. Hide it, and then select those, and then do that. Actually, we could just turn the whole thing. Could just turn it like that. We wouldn't need a right wall. Let's try that. Okay, let's just try flattening this. And that, just flatten all of it. Might not need to, but it's still better. Just in case anything floats. That's good. But it does block the view of that, and if you like get directed to the left, then I could just put a wall like that, and then you have to go around. It's like this all huge stuff. You're on a floating thing right now. What do you mean? The light rock your house is on. The island is actually floating on denser liquid material. Oh. The Earth's crust is actually afloat. That's certainly interesting. No, that doesn't work. That does not work. Just pull it down like that. Otherwise it would sink beneath the lava. Yes. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, it is looking really rough. It doesn't really look that smooth and or polished. Like really thick walls. And with it being so floaty, bits of it move around. Like the tectonic plates, you mean? Well, no. No. And sometimes those bits crash into each other at super speeds. Yeah. And sometimes that creates mountains. Well, I say sometimes. Like India into Asia. I mean, that crash is what is causing the Himalayas. Yes, is causing, yeah. I know. You did tell me. And it is fascinating. Yeah, I think that'll look better. Add another material on the top. The wall I'll add in Unity. Might mess up the materials, but we'll see. Witcher is still growing taller and taller. Yes, yes. Ufix7. Oh, you create maps? Hello, greetings. This is my first one, and that's it basically for now. There's not a lot of gameplay on it at the moment. I did start it pretty much a year ago at this point, but there's actually only the second stream I've actually the second live stream of me working on it. I've just worked on it off stream. The rest of the map, like the majority of the map, I've only worked on off stream, but now I am streaming it a bit when there's the time and stuff. So what's this material? That's darker brown. So like that. And I'll just put in the wall prefab that I made. That the long one should be good. Yeah, like that. Is that long enough? I might just change the geometry of that bit a bit. I think I'd want it like that, more or less. Okay, and I'll have a look at it in game. Because India's motion has still not been stopped by Asia. So the mountains are getting taller. Yeah. Hello. It's actually pretty cool. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Working on it and on and off. Yes. True. Yeah. Yeah, and all of these are custom assets. And that tram is actually on a joint which centers around the middle of this island. So it only turns around like doors and stuff. But it actually works. It doesn't have sounds at the moment, but it actually works, and you can actually ride it as well. It's got a lot of different models in it, like meshes, with convex mesh colliders on them, so that you actually interact with it properly. They've split the mesh up, but yeah. The statue. The lovely subdivision surface modifier, making it look smooth and not really not smooth. But yeah, let's get up here. Now if you go through there, that's a bit of an edge there. Okay. It's still really, really tall and wide. It's huge still. But it works. Maybe you should figure out how to make the tram move on its own. Using AdTorque? Yeah, probably, but I wouldn't want to have it go around all the time. I do want it to... Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with it, but I have seen tutorials. I don't know exactly how it works at the moment. I haven't memorized it, but I could look it up. Also, this boat is the only thing on the map that isn't mine, that isn't something I've made, aside from the water and the skybox and the cloud effects, and of course all the base game like scripts and like the human character, of course, then that's just part of the game. But from the assets, the boat's the only thing that I haven't made. But the water look weird. Yes, I don't know what's causing it. I will need to ask in the Discord about that. I don't know how to make it look proper. Like how to like So like these edges, I don't know how to fix that exactly. I don't know. But yeah, I like this. Maybe I'll add some bollards in here like you'd normally see in like passageways like that. And I'll make it really small, the tall the wall there, I'll shorten it and make it not as wide. Oh, I think I started the wrong blender. Yeah, I started the newest blender. Well, 3.2, I think. Yeah, 3.2. No. This one. Okay, let's have a look. So that is, we'll just fix that. I think that'll make it look much better. And that is far too high up, so I'll fix that as well. Yeah, the overhang is a bit extreme on that. Well, I say extreme, it is a bit much. I think this looks much better. Okay. That's... I need to fix that as well. Okay. That's already much better. I think what'll improve this even more is if I actually add bricks and stuff on these buildings as well, because on the others I have added that. Like just with just with a few sides. Just 5 sides should suffice. Just flattened a bit. Delete the rear face. Make it, of course, the same color. Make them not protrude as much, and then add them. Hey, I'm back, sorry. Don't be sorry for being back. I'm back, sorry. But yeah, welcome back. I'll just make a group of these bricks and then I'll copy them around. Yeah. Something like that. Nice. I'll have a look at it in game. This might just... Don't Don't know exactly if that'll look good or not. But we'll see. Yeah, I think they're too large. Might be a bit too large. Like they go too far back. I think that should be good. I love when it rains. Oh yeah, that is nice. Definitely. It has rained a little bit a few days ago, I think a week ago or so, more or less. But there's mostly no rain at all here. It's just sun. Like all the grass outside here, it's, well, South Devon. It is just arid and dry, and it looks like a steppe, the ground, pretty much. With, well, quite short grass, but still quite arid grass. I think that those should be closer together. Then that should be further in. It doesn't have to be exact. That should be fine. Okay. It is nice when you're not in a would-be natural mudslide. Yeah, like the one in Romancing the Stone in the movie. I remember that. Quite near the start, I think the bus they were on, I think it was in some Indian country, I think. Indian country. I don't know, actually, well, I think it was South America. They were in a bus ride through the jungle, and I think it broke down, and then they had to get off the bus, and then there was this like this. it also rained, and they were going down a mudslide, like sliding down the mudslide. It's been years since I saw that movie. I think 2015. I think. Around there. I think that'll look good. I'll have a look at it in the level, the bricks. Yeah, that's much better for the wall, and let's have a look. I'll move these ones over so you can actually see them better. Those as well. Let's have a look. Just over a bit. Like that. And these ones as well. Yes. We don't get mudslides in Maine. You get them out west. Oh. Oh, I can't see because I broke my hair tie. Yeah. It does. It happens sometimes, I suppose. Yeah, the brick placement is better, but still not exactly like I wanted it. Not mudslide as in the disaster, but rather a slide that is slippery because the ground gets muddy. Yeah. Yes. Or rather an incline that gets slippery. Yeah, I know what you mean. I might delete one of the bricks. I think that might add more variety. Just have them not be all bog standard, regular, identical. Already identical enough, I think. Yeah, and then I can have just the other two. Just delete the other one out of those and then move that back up here. I think that'll look much better. Oh, there's the edge. I'll do it like that, and then rotate that particular brick. Ooh, that looks odd. But, you know, it looks a bit... I think it looks good. It looks interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it. Is that floating? No, it's not. But is that too... looks a bit too protruding, that one. Yeah, like that is better. That's much better. Oh, didn't mean to click there. Okay, so add some more back here. They're a bit large, but that's alright. Before we do the other side, I'll have a look at it in game. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks better. That looks a lot better. Much more interesting. Like, all these buildings have the bricks, but that one didn't. Still the lighting as well. That looks odd. That looks strange. But yeah. But no, it does look good. They look like freckles. I suppose so. So yeah, let's add these in as well. Let's add just one more group up here. These floor tiles. Hexagonal floor tiles. Well, I say I called it a floor tile, but it's more of a paving tile, I guess. Don't know what you'd exactly call those. I should have made them extend further down. I guess I could change the model still. I might do that. Because it is really easy to get them to float. And you don't really need them to continue. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I've convinced myself. Here we are. Actually, yeah. I think at least like that. I think that should suffice. That's better. It looks a bit broken. There was an earthquake and it pushed out the tiles somehow out of the ground. That looks alright. I think, maybe, perhaps, possibly. It looks like there was an earthquake. Kind of. It looks good. Perhaps. Maybe like that. Okay. Yeah, that's alright, sure. Let's do the bricks on this side as well. Okay. Not the floor tile. Here we go. Narrow alleyway 1. Narrow alleyway 1. Well, I could also do like street signs where it says like some Italian street name. Which I don't know if that'll fit that well with the game, with the whole art style of the game, but I don't know. I think having text around does make like, I don't know. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a thing where you can do either. Like, on one hand, yeah, it doesn't fit that well with the game because in the base game there really isn't any text. There is some text, like for example in the power plant level on the statue, like the thing it's holding, the pamphlet thing, like the stone, well not pamphlet, the stone tablet, I mean, that the statue is holding. That does have text on it. I think it says June 12th or some June 12th. I think it says a date on it. So there is technically text in the game, but like the majority of it is without text. Like pretty much everything else apart from that is without text. So I don't know how well it'll fit, but on the other hand, I do like having text because then it just gives you much more opportunity to put in jokes or do like funny stuff that if players look for it, they're able to read and stuff, which I do like. So I think I'll have text in the game, or in the level, I mean. But yeah, it's still a thing where it's not certain. But I think so. It'll be a missed opportunity if I don't. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so I'll have a look again. Yes, that's nice, but text. Yeah, I know. Maybe you could have pictographic jokes. I don't know if people would get it. I mean, like stuff like that, like the wanted posters, or where it's like it says like funny stuff on it, like wanted for consuming the town's entire supply of strawberries, and appearance medium-sized sheep-like male, stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I like having stuff like that. I think just saying no, I'm not doing that, it doesn't fit the style of the game, no, basically. Like, I think that's just a missed opportunity. That is funny, but why not put it in your own game? I would, but I don't know. I have started quite a few games, but there's not like none of them have like a I don't know, with this one here, like the game's already finished. Like the game's already done, all the mechanics are in place, it's just the level itself, like that would include those mechanics that needs to be done. But with doing your own game, I have started a few and I do want to work on them some more as well. But like there's no end in sight for those. Like I will, at the moment at least. Like I'm not well versed enough to actually be able to say, okay, that project, I'm just going to work on that project and it'll release, it'll be finished in like a year from now. Like, I can't say that. I don't have the required knowledge to be able to say that, like, all like scripting and all that. And, but yeah, I would put it, I am putting it in my own games, but I don't know. I still think not having it would just be a missed opportunity, even if it doesn't fit the style. but I'm also not sure. Like I said, if you're in the boat, I said if you're in the boat, come on, I just want to see what it looks like if you actually get out of the boat. Sorry, excuse me. In the boat, XD. Yeah. Come on. No. You know what? I'll just climb over the gate. That'll be faster. I don't know, I'm sort of showing all the ways you can actually just cheat to the puzzles, but yeah. You can cheat every puzzle. You can just climb over everything if you really want to. Even though it's not the intended solution. I just want to see what it looks like if you're actually going up this way. Okay. So down there on the pier, or on the quayside, or whatever. You turn away, turn around, go up these stairs. I think if you had bricks along then, perhaps a tree or something, that would help. Like a planter or something. You go up here. That's really tall, that wall. Then through that. You look down or look up and then continue along there. Yeah, like that. You could say, you say you do not have the knowledge, so maybe you should acquire it. You're clearly interested in these development things. Yeah, and I do want to do that, but it's still quite a ways away, like me finishing any of these games. So I do just want, if I have an idea for a joke that would fit in here, like for example those wanted posters, like in I don't know, I just want to include them if I have the idea for it. Just gives players more things to see. I don't know. I think with signs like this one, I think it's a bit more fitting to the game, even though it also isn't really. You know, it's more like really simplistic, like only like white, black, and red, and really like no grain or any stuff like that on there. But with those on there, like with those, like that really detailed drawing, it doesn't really fit. Well, if any of your games were anywhere near being finished, you would already have the knowledge of how to do it, wouldn't you? Yeah, that is true, but being as those games are going to take such a long time to actually finish, I just want to be able to put jokes in a product now, and for players like to be able to see in not as long a time as me finishing a game and releasing it on Steam and stuff. Like, oh, actually, would that have worked? Could I have actually climbed like that? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it would have, but I just want to get up this with the sign. Let's have a look. Can I throw it behind me, actually? It worked when I tried it off stream. I don't know. It's fine. Again, I start the new blender. No, that's not what I wanted. Come on. This one. It's already running, actually. Okay, so let's add a roof to this building. Let's just copy it over. Just copy it over. And raise it up below. Raise it up. There's a lot of loop cuts for the arch. Better. It's fine. Check the height. Yes, you're right. About the height. Use the door again, please. Yeah, I mean, I've got it the same height as the other one that's across the street. Come on. I could just have the roof stretch like that. And maybe have like a shop or something in there. I don't know. That'd be a lot of stuff to model, and I don't know if that'll fit really. Maybe not. I'll add another loop cut for the roof. No! Why? What's going on? What's wrong? The shop thing, you mean? It's better without the roof over the street. Oh. Sure. I suppose. You're right. Okay, I copy these over and then change the shutter color. I could actually have them multicolored. Like that. Not sure if that looks that good. Why not? Looks alright. Could have two. Could just have the have the shutter. I mean, it doesn't really have backside to it properly. Yeah. I'll just do it like that. Then add another one like that. That looks nice. Although that looks a bit odd. This. Yeah, that looks better. That's better. One moment. Like so. Oh, didn't mean to render it. No. Come on. That's alright. Okay. Export as an FBX. Hold on. The roof would not slope down to the other taller wall. That would redirect the water onto that building. The roof would just slant away from that other wall. Single color is better. It fits better with the game style. Yeah, true. What does it look like in game? I suppose you're right. This way it looks like one of those cheese with the red wax around it. Yeah, you're right. I don't know with the roof. Or a cut apple, I suppose, yeah. Not sure how I should model the roof, really. You're right, it doesn't look that realistic like that with the water thing. I don't know. Actually, if think of where the water should flow and then build it that way. I mean, could do it like that. So just the water just goes. No. Yeah. Where should the water flow? Away from walls to the ground. But though in real life there would be like rain, like drain down pipes and things like that. But that's not the case here. There aren't any. Maybe if it just didn't have that. I meant just on the bit that's connected to the other wall. Oh, that you mean. Or this? Oh yeah, because... Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Other street side, yeah. Yeah, yes. Yeah, you're right. That is not good like that. Didn't intend to do that. Okay, let's do that. Slide that back. I think that's already better. Then do that. Yes. Yes. Okay. Much better. I agree. But no. Close that, just seal that off. Nice. It is poking out a bit here, but it's alright. Okay. So that looks good, I think. We can add some bricks around here, around the arch. Actually, yeah, let's actually do that. Let's do that. Like a proper archway. Just use these. But they will have to actually have a proper... Actually, I might make them a bit smaller. But have them extend like all the way to the back. Just have those just all be technically one brick. Could be nice. Mark those sharp. There we are, and then I can place them all around it. Then we can see what it looks like. I don't know if this will look good or not, but we'll see. That stone is key. Ha ha ha. The keystone, yes. Hey, I'm back. Hello. Greetings. Just making the bricks for the arch now. The actual arch itself, not just the archway. Yes, that's what it looks like. I like the Dutch angle. I see. Yeah, you did some yourself on Minecraft on your house. Dutch angle roofing. I remember the stream title. Well, the archive title more like. Don't know if this looks good or not. Looks a bit plain and looks a bit bad. I don't know. I think the stones might be too large. Yeah, this looks... I don't know, I'm not convinced. It looks a bit odd. It looks a bit odd at the moment. It's not the correct face. That is, though. Ooh. I don't know. It looks odd because they go all the way. Yeah. But just from this perspective, I mean, it looks odd. Just have them visible at the end. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but this just doesn't look good. It doesn't. It doesn't look good. There's all this huge gap there. I'm not convinced. Maybe it looks odd because they're stacked at the angle and not actually arching. Yeah. You know what? I think I'll change the shape of the arch. I'll leave the lower ones, but I'll improve that. I think that'll help a lot. We still go all the way through on that side. Like visibly. Yeah, I think they were just a bit too large. I'll do it again so the size stays the same. Like that. Have them be a bit jagged. Well, not jagged. Bit not exactly, like a bit wonky. Not wonky, just a bit not entirely level, let's just say. I think it should curve like that. Let's try that. Oh. Gotta have the keys turning there as well, but I can move them around a bit later on. I think this look much better. Maybe it looks, yeah. Imagine a human forfeit level that has in and of itself mod support. That'd be odd. How would that even work? Okay, that's not perfect. That is not perfect, but I think the basis of what we've got is there. Like, we've got the basis, and for now it's just adjusting stuff to make it look good, like properly finished. Yeah, that shape again. Okay. I think this will look nice when it's done. Yes. Yeah, exactly like that. Might need a few more there. And here perhaps. Yeah. I'll have a look at the other side. Ooh. That's interesting. Come on. Out. Come out, come out. Bricks. Or brick, I suppose, because they're all just one brick each. Let's get those out. That looks much better already. I don't know, it still looks a bit odd. Gotta say, it does. Keystone architecture. You need a keystone. Yes, you're right. I've not done that yet. I'll have a look at that in a bit. When I'm actually doing it. Look at it. Will do. Yeah, like that. Dropped keystone. Might have one for those actually. But if that extended all the way down, it might look odd. Like all the way through, I mean. I know 1683. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Yeah, there's a much larger gap on the other side. So we'll just move those all further down. So that looks the same on both sides, and then I'll do the keystone. Look at it. Or IT. Whichever you prefer. Okay, so preferably want to have the keystone in the center because, well, it is a keystone, and not having it in the center would not really make a lot of sense at all. So yeah, I think it's for the best. Yeah, and that looks odd still. It's not done yet. I'll do it separately. Do that. I think on this side it looks alright. Kind of. It's a bit sharp on the edges. What do you think? Does that look good, like the keystone shape, or is that too large, perhaps? I think it might be too large. A bit on the large side of things. All things considered. Well, most things considered concerning this. Too large, yeah. True. On those pictures they were smaller. Could just have one more brick on this side, just because. I'll do that. Makes it look more irregular, which is nice, I think, in this case. Change the shape of it as well. Plus the outside edge of the other stones need to be larger on the stones, actually touch each other all along the face if you're going for realism. No gaps. You're right. I don't know how realistic I'm doing this. I should be doing this. This is not a simulator by any means, really. But I do want it to look good. So, well. Looking better. Thanks. I agree. Also, T-minus 5 minutes, just to let you know. Yeah, I've seen the clock as well. Thanks. Just do the other side as well, and then we'll have a look at it in game. Might make the keystone a bit smaller as well, if we've got the time. Actually, I might. I'll just move those closer to the actual edge. That looks good. It does look good, I think. Maybe if there were more bricks around the area, it would be better. Wouldn't stand out as much. But yeah, let's do this side next. Which side would we do? Which other side would we do? Yeah. Sure. Sure. Those are 4 bricks. I'll just work my way up from the bottom, actually. Maybe make these a bit taller so that it'll fit better to up there. So otherwise we might not be able to reach it properly. Yeah. But I could. I guess. That was a bit narrow, but I will move some stuff around. I think move that down, then just make the other two a bit larger. Bit like that. Does the human fit? Yeah, it'll be fine. Even if it, I mean, if you crouch, he will fit. Or they, it, they, she, he, whatever, will fit. That's pretty much done. Just need to make the keys turn a bit smaller, I guess. Then make the others a bit wider instead. Yeah, like that. And then extend those. Well, move those closer to it. Yeah, like that. And here, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. I might add just quickly just a window perhaps above it or something, just so that there's a bit more to show on the for the thumbnail. I know it's 1 past now. That's nice. I will stop the stream soon. It is really near the end now. Okay. So, I think that'll do it for this stream. We'll get a thumbnail for in-game. And we'll have a look at if it's actually tall enough and stuff. Lift off. Yes. Portcullis. Portcullis? Oh. I mean, maybe. I don't think I'll put one there. I think I'll just put 2 bollards. What a miss. Pretty much the entire rest of the stream goes, it is about to end. On the archway, I did place all the bricks and the keystone and stuff. And yeah, I'll end the stream. I'll just get a thumbnail and then we'll end the stream. So if we get up here. It looks like that. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. It is a bit narrow. It's scraping the head a bit on the... You do have to duck a bit. I like it though. I like that, like a little tight thing. Oh, nice. Alrighty, see ya. Good night also. Yes indeed, let's get a thumbnail. Thanks for coming, Mika's cool. And yeah. Good night, or good afternoon for you. Bye. Yes, I will just get a thumbnail. Let's have it like... I want the human to be on there. That he moves around if I don't know, maybe not then. Maybe like just like that. Just like that. Thumbnail. Okay, that's good. I don't know. I'll take one like this, and then I'll use that. We can have the gizmo on the top there. That's fine. Okay, so that's that. I'll close Unity. Yes, I think that turned out well. So yes, bye bye, King of Fango. Good mighty night. Mighty night. Yes. So thank you all very much for watching this live stream. Next week, I don't know what we'll do. Don't know exactly what we'll do. We'll see. Might do a multiplayer thing, but we'll see. But yeah, well, I mean next Thursday I meant. But yeah, thanks all for watching. Quickly shoutouts, Sharedice. The Minecraft series we've had, the multiplayer Minecraft series, Vanilla 1, it has come to an end this Monday. This past Monday. But a new series with mods on 1.12.2 will be starting this on the 5th of September. And that is very exciting. And everyone's excited for it. And yeah, it'll be fun. Yes. Yeah, just wanted to mention that in case people didn't catch it. But yeah, that's that. Wave.give peg. What? That does not work. Odd. Yes, but yeah. That's that. Thanks all for watching again, and I'll see you, Sharedice, tomorrow, perhaps. Whenever. And everyone else as well, good night. And again, thanks for coming. So yeah, bye everyone. Good night. Yeah, it is pitch black now, half an hour later. Actually, no, that's an hour ago was half an hour later, I think. Yes. Bye-bye, indeed. Bye.